Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Andesite Blue webinar. In this webinar, we're going to talk about how you can invest into the emerging market of Ukraine, how you can earn a significant passive income by purchasing our corporate income bonds and fund the reconstruction of homes, the reconstruction of medical facilities, and also investments into all sorts of different industries. We'll go through that in more detail. First, I'm going to do a disclaimer. And just for the purpose of clarity, my name is Benjamin Z. Miller, and I am the co-founder of Andesite Blue. And in this presentation, we're going to talk about what Andesite Blue does and how this can be a great source of emerging market bonds for you. So, okay, very good. So the disclaimer, this is important to cover. I'm just going to read one paragraph and then we'll go through the presentation. So as accredited investors, you will be aware that all investments carry some level of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. Please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before investing. All right, fantastic, folks. So let's get started here. So much destruction has taken place in Ukraine. The New York Times, they put out an article that it is the world's largest construction site, and the race is now on to rebuild Ukraine. As the country leaders are putting the plans in place, companies from around the world are really jockeying for an advantage in what could be a multi-billion-dollar effort. Out of all of this destruction, there's such an opportunity for the rebuilding to do something good here and to be able to assist with that and profit. So, in terms of supporting, the support has really grown to have Russia actually pay for Ukraine's rebuilding, although some of the U.S. officials have cautioned against seizing Russia's reserves in foreign banks. Others say it's crazy not to after Moscow's war of aggression. So let's think about everything here. And I'm going to show this video. This is such a great video. It's talking about the reasons to invest in Ukraine.
It was a real honor for Ukraine Invest to sponsor Ukraine House Davos this year, because there were a number of key things that came away from that engagement. There's three basic reasons that were stipulated. We had Sir Suma Chakrabarty, president of the EBRD, basically said that because of the government's reforms, Ukraine is open for business. I think that was a very key message for everybody to hear. The second message that we got was from business itself, major companies that basically said, look, Ukraine, because of the reforms that the government has undertaken, is now a stable, predictable, emerging market. We can wrap our heads around the risk-reward ratio and we can make money. And the third takeaway was that it was given to us by Horizon Capital that had just set up a $200 million private equity fund for investment into Ukrainian small cap companies, saying that Ukraine has highly valued assets that are underpriced, and that this was another fantastic opportunity that to catch Ukraine on the way up as the economy continues to grow.
So true, so true. I agree with everything that he said. So let's talk here about some of the foreign investment protection. Investors who they carry out investment projects, and if they're investing into state programs, and these state programs are for the actual development of priority sectors in the economy, social sphere and territories, they are actually granted a preferential regime for investment and other economic activities. In addition, there's also a lot of state programs for attracting foreign investments in priority sectors of the economy. And this really leads to a lot of benefits. The foreign investment protection is so strong now. The foreign investment protection is so strong. Ukraine law provides a number of protections for investors. And there are guarantees in case of illegal action by authorities. There are guarantees of transfer profits and use of income from foreign investments. The foreign investors are guaranteed an unimpeded and immediate transfer abroad of their profits, income, and other funds in foreign currency. So the state financial support of up to 30% of the investment value is also available on qualified projects, and those projects would include things like processing, extraction, waste management, transport, healthcare, just a plethora of things. It is so good that the protections are there. Now let's talk about the rebuilding of Ukraine. This is Bucha and Irpin, and this is actually a city where some of the war crimes occurred. There were other cities where the war crimes occurred, but this is one city. You can see how it was attacked, and there has been such an improvement in terms of the reconstruction. This is looking at it 9 months later. It just looks completely different. But this was not the only city. This is not the only city that needs reconstruction. And Andesite Blue is going to be working to fund as much reconstruction as possible. It is something that is so important, because Ukraine is going to be built back even stronger, even better than it was before this terrible war. So that is something that's real relevant. Okay, so now let's talk about a project. We're going to show an actual project that is available, and this is a project that is the provision of a clinical retail on the ground floor. It's for surgery. It's a project that also includes 70 apartments for rental, and it's for returning refugees and the military. And this project, we are partnering with a fantastic company, a company called Ukraine NUA. And they are just a wonderful company. They are so passionate about doing good work to help Ukraine that we made the decision that we definitely wanted to partner with them on this and other projects. So that is something that is so exciting. It's going to be providing shelter to migrants. It's going to be providing shelter for returning refugees and military. And it's a really great project. And that's one that's in the list. We're also going to be involved also again with Ukraine NUA in the phased creation of modular communities for returning Ukrainian refugees. It is so sad. These refugees, they were doing nothing. They were just working. They were enjoying their lives. They get attacked, and they're in another country. They're going through such hardship, so much difficulty, and then they try to come back. Their home may have been destroyed. And they need a place to return to. And this is something where the phased creation of modular communities for Ukrainian returning refugees is just critical. It is such a great project, and we are so proud to be helping with this project. And Ukraine NUA is a great partner on it, because by combining the resources of Andesite Blue and Ukraine NUA, it's amazing what can be accomplished. And another project that we're going to be involved with is the export substitution of biofuel. This is something where it increases the value of local crops through local processing in critical commodities. And folks, you can see there's a QR code there. You can go and take a look at it. And it is 10 million pounds capital expenditures per installation. And it's a great project. It's something that's going to be so important there. Another thing that is also on the list is a modern brick factory. We want to invest into this because in a reconstruction situation, bricks are absolutely critical. And to do the rebuilding on a large scale, which is something that Andesite Blue and wants to really help with, the brick factory is critical because one of the rate limiting factors is the availability of bricks. And this is something where the more bricks that can be put out, the better. And we've got a great project already. It's a $118 million project. This project we're going to be doing potentially in conjunction with some other partners. It's got a 36-month implementation period, and really great project, such an important one. Let's talk about the returns on these projects, and let's talk about how Andesite Blue actually makes money so that we can pay our corporate income bondholders their passive income. So first, we're going to look at this illustration of returns. And if you notice that on a 36-month term, the quarterly is 7.15%. So if a person were to purchase a 36-month bond, they would earn 7.15%, and they would get quarterly payments for 3 years. At the end of the term, they're going to have earned $21,450 in interest payments. This is if they purchased a 100,000-pound bond. But if you're the type of investor that maybe you want to get an even higher rate of return, we can do that for you at Andesite Blue. We also offer a 60-month bond, and the 60-month bond, if you choose the compound growth term, you can earn 8.85%. So you would make a tremendous amount more interest on that opportunity. And this chart here, it shows how it works depending on what term you choose. So something that's important. But people are always interested in, how does this investment compare to another investment? So we've made it easy for you folks, and we put it together because it's all about dollars and cents as well. It's not just wanting to help. Of course, we all want to help, but we want to make sure that it makes sense. So when Andesite Blue, when the team designed this financial product, we went through so much work on it to get all of it designed the right way. And we created a financial product that exceeds the S&P 500 index. The S&P 500 index has an average of 5.4%. Our financial product exceeds global equity, which has a 4.9%. It exceeds U.S. bonds, which have a 4.5%. It exceeds global bonds, 5%. So if you were to choose the maximum, if you choose the compound growth bond, you could be earning 8.85% long-term. So that is something that's really exciting. It's a great thing. The reconstruction and industry bonds are just really important. We are going to be investing into surgical and healthcare. We're going to provide passive income redevelopment bonds, and you'll be able to earn mailbox money. Passive income, you'll be able to earn from 7.15% to as much as 8.85%. But in addition to the money, you will have the satisfaction of knowing that you are doing something that's worthwhile with your money, that's making a real difference to people that need some help. And it's understandable. I mean, if your country had been attacked like this, you might need some help. So let's help them out. Let's do everything we can. And we've got a team that is just great. Also, it's so important that you understand there's a government investment protection program, and we can talk with you in more detail about how that works. So it is super safe. It's something that is really a good deal. And it really is a unique emerging market opportunity. A lot of investors, they look at different emerging markets, but Ukraine is by far the best of the best. It's the best emerging market that's out there. And when you invest with Andesite Blue, you have a great team that's going to be working for you to produce these results. So let's talk about the team. I am the founder. My name is Benjamin Z. Miller. I'm an American. Mike Wilson is a founder also, and he's another American. We actually had such an interesting situation. We were both in Kiev, Ukraine, and I was working out at the gym. I was just, I go to the gym, exercising, and a Ukrainian businesswoman, she actually came up to me and she said, "Hey, Ben, there's another American that's here." And I'm all, "Really?" And he's a businessman also. So she introduced us. And that right there was such a critical moment in history, because after that happened, Mike and I, we both were talking about the country. We were talking about how talented the people were. We were talking about how much potential there was. And we were talking about how so much investment capital needed to go in because there were so many opportunities. There were so many worthwhile projects. And we made the decision that we were going to do this. This was way before the war, way before the war. Andesite Blue has been here before the war, during the war, and we're going to be here after the war, folks. It's something that's important to us to do good and to really make a difference. And we decided that to have the maximum impact, to really make this work, we needed to create the best team. And we have done that. And that team is ready to work for you and do good. Let me introduce the team. We have Steve Dyball. He's a UK citizen, and he's the Senior Operations Management. He has a lifetime of experience working in emerging markets, and he is just a really great guy to have on the team. We have Nigel Brigden, who is a UK citizen. He's our non-executive chairman, and he has a great deal of experience in banking. He has a 40-year career in banking, and he helps us with everything. We have Christina Kushkatrakis. She is a UK citizen and she's a Ukrainian citizen. She's our international investment coordinator, and she really has a background where she has been involved in numerous multi-million-dollar projects all over the world. We have Tetiana Kiltika. She's our corporate secretary. She's Ukrainian and also a UK citizen. She lives in London, and she's a businesswoman also in her own right. She has done so much to help with Ukraine, and she's very passionate about everything that we're doing here with trying to help. On the team, we also have Vasil Milnik, and I want to direct your attention, please, to him. He's a Ukrainian citizen, but he's actually been with the government of Ukraine. He was a director in the Ministry of Finance with the government of Ukraine. He has so much knowledge of political processes in Ukraine and also public processes. He's invaluable to the team. We have Anatoly Landman, who's a Ukrainian citizen. He's on our business development team also with Vasil Milnik. And Anatoly Landman is a businessman from Ukraine, very experienced, very good businessman. He, if you've ever been to Kiev, Ukraine, and you've used the metro in the internet in the metro, Anatoly Landman was responsible for that project in terms of organizing it to make sure that the internet could be used in the metro. So, and that's just one of many, many important projects that he's been involved with. We have Dr. Mark Hong, who is an oral surgeon. He was originally born in South Korea. He graduated from NYU Medical School in New York. He also has practiced, he's an oral surgeon. He's practiced dentistry also in the United Kingdom. So really great guy. And the reason that he's on the team, the reason that we have a chief medical officer is we are so passionate at Andesite Blue about doing things in the healthcare industry. We want to also help with the rebuilding of surgical clinics, dental clinics. We want to make as many improvements there as we can. And we have also Andrew Richings. He is a consultant with Andesite Blue, and he's a UK citizen. He actually is with a company called Thomas Kelly Holdings. He's the founder of that company, and they are a boutique investment firm. They work with a lot of ultra high net worth and high net worth investors. They have a great deal of experience with fixed income securities like bonds. So he brings a wealth of experience to the team. You can get detailed information on each of our team members on our website. So please feel free to look at that. Just go to andesiteblue.co.uk. All right. So now the other thing that I want to mention is, let's kind of go through this. The interest that you're earning, it varies a little bit. It can range from 7.15 to as high as 8.85. We're a United Kingdom company. We offer emerging market investment bonds, and the interest rate can go as high as 8.85% if you choose a 5-year option. And this is something that is really been designed to get you the maximum benefit, where you can really benefit from these bonds. And one final thing that I want to mention, because sometimes people ask me about this, they say, you know, bonds in a portfolio, what about just buying stocks? What about buying cryptocurrency? Folks, those things are fine. But I will tell you that there's a Nobel Prize winning economist named Harry Markowitz, and he advocated doing a 50% bond portfolio and a 50% stock portfolio. I've got a lot more information on what he did. And he actually once a year would adjust it. So I just ask you to think about your own portfolio, folks. And if maybe you've got less than 50% in bonds, it might make sense to consider getting a bit more in bonds, because you never know what's going to happen. And the advantage to bonds is if the stock market drops and you've got those bonds, and then later you can make an investment into purchasing more stocks, and vice versa. So that is it. I'm going to stop the recording, and now I'm going to open it up to any questions that anyone may have from the audience. I welcome questions. So I'll just stop the recording now and then take any questions.